guys, Zach here from Kubota Lynchburg. Wanted to talk to you guys today about when should you trade in your tractor. So as a large dealership, we get a lot of trade-ins. A lot of our business is in the used sector. So we get those from either buying them from customers who no longer need them or somebody passed away, but most of the time it's from trade-ins. And the most common reason that somebody would trade in a tractor would be they want something bigger, they want something smaller, or maybe they want a new model with newer features on it. For example, I'm sitting on a B2650. They came out with, Kubota's come out with the LX2610, which has a little bit nicer operator station, a lot of the same features and capacities, but maybe a little bit of upgrade. Maybe you just want something a little bit newer and shinier than this one that's got 400 and some hours on it. So, the reasons for trading in are most usually for a change of size of machine, higher capability or smaller to get in those tight areas. But at the same time, all right, you're ready to trade in, you say, all right, I want a newer model, I want a bigger model. So then you go and say, all right, when should I trade it in? Normally, you want to trade it in a few years down the road. If you're trading in a month, 6 months, 8 months, 10 months from when you purchased it, you are going to lose massive value. The main reason being, not that the equipment is worth less, but if it's sitting on our lot, let's say this is a 2610 from last year, and I've got a brand new one sitting right next to it that is full warranty, they're going to be the first ownership, and they have the full Kubota 0% financing on a brand new one, why would a customer purchase a used one with a few hours on it? Let's say, it's got 50 hours on it. Why would they go with that one for only a $1,000 to $3,000 savings compared to the brand new one sitting next to it? So as far as a dealership goes, it's best to trade in after a couple years of owning it and maybe after a couple hundred hours. You actually technically get more value out of it at that point because it's easier for the dealership to sell. So again, when you're looking to trade in, if you just purchased it and realize it's the wrong size, talk to your dealership. Maybe they can help out, maybe they can't. But at the same time, it's something to talk to them about. But realistically, if you can get by with it until you put some hours on it, until you've got some use on it, that would be best. The other time when you want to trade is, of course, going up in size. Let's say you've got this tractor, but you just got some pallets in that are 2,000 pounds, and you need to go bigger. At that point, trade anytime. You're going from a 25 horsepower to a 50 horsepower, go ahead and trade up. Whether it's a 30-year-old tractor or a 3-month-old tractor, you need more. You don't want to be disappointed with what you've got, or your needs have changed. That's when you want to trade. So your basics to trades are do it later rather than sooner. And realistically, if you can trade, you might save sales tax in that state. But if you can sell it yourself locally, you don't have to worry about the dealership needing to make their profit off of it. Because obviously as a dealership, I've got to pay employees, we've got to pay, fees and everything like that. We've got to make our profit margins off of it. So sell it yourself first. That'd be kind of my number one rule. Try to sell it yourself first. If you can't do that, or you're not willing to, because dealing with some people on Craigslist and Facebook can be interesting, trade it to your dealership and just try to do the best with them. But realize you are going to take a hit. As far as monetary-wise, what are you going to get money back? Expect, to get, if it's nice enough to new, like this one, 400 and some hours, expect to get, maybe 60 to 75% of what a new one would be. In today's economy, that might change, depending on the economy and everything like that, but 60 to 75% of a new model. If it's 20 or 30 years old, expect to get maybe 30 to 50% depending on hours and condition. But that's always going to come down to each dealership, whether or not they resell it on their lot, or if they go and they sell it to a wholesaler, all your trade values are going to be very different depending on which dealership you're dealing with. The one last thing I'll mention is also going to be brand. If you're trading at a Kubota dealership, one Kubota for another, it is easier for that dealership to trade in their own brand. It's easier to resell. They have that customer base. If you come to me with a New Holland or a John Deere or Massey Ferguson, which I am not a dealership for, you will not get as much value because I don't have that customer base looking for that brand, looking for that model. So try to stick with the same brand unless you're trying to change. If you have a New Holland right now and you hate it and you want to go to a Kubota, we understand, but realize your trade value will be a little less. As always, talk to your local sales guys. Get your ideas from your sales managers who normally manage the trade values. Get some ideas from them. Remember, you're probably going to take a loss trading, but if it keeps you happier on the day-to-day basis, it's probably worth it.